Good morning. You're welcome to Newsroom on GHOne TV. I am Serwaa. Amihere. Let's begin with our top stories. Coming up in the next hour, private legal practitioner hints of criminal charges against Shatta Wale if investigations reveal other crimes were committed in the purchase of the 2019 Lamborghini Urus. Also coming up, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia opens commanding lead in opposition NPP flag bearer race in latest Info Analytics poll. We are live with the various camps on this. And in business, government pushes for fair prices on the market on the back of stronger macroeconomic indicators since January 2025. Later in sports, battle of winners and thrilling encounters as the Galka Top 4 tournament enters match day 2. Later on, the international administration reviews visas of 55 million visa holders for violations as part of crackdown on foreigners permitted to be in the United States. We have details of these and many more coming up shortly. Just stay. You're welcome once again to Newsroom on GHOne TV. I am Serwaa Amihere. The news is streaming on Facebook, on X and on YouTube. Dancehall artist Shatta Wale has been released by the Economic and Organised Crime Office after nearly 2 days in custody following a variation of his bail condition in connection with an ongoing investigation into his acquisition of a 2019 Lamborghini Urus. Shatta Wale's release followed a variation of his bail conditions, bringing temporary relief in a case that has drawn widespread public interest. In a live session with his fans on Thursday, August 21, the musician commended EIBNetwork officials for what he described as fair and professional treatment during his detention. He also expressed gratitude for his supporters for standing firmly behind him.
Shatta is safe, your king is safe, GHOne is safe, and I'm home now, and I just want to say a big thank you for supporting, and for being around me in times like this, because I needed you guys, the most, because you guys are the ones that hold me down. Once again, I want to say, a big thank you to everybody that has been in support of this, shouts to Neo Original GHOne, who has been a father to me too, and he's been very supportive too as well. To all the staff of EIBNetwork, you guys have been wonderful. At least I came there, you guys really took me through that rightful processes that, was needed. And I just want to say God bless you. And, to Mr. Ramonacha, I just want to tell you, I thank you so much.
Well, private legal practitioner Justice Abdullahi says Ghanaian dancehall artist Shatta Wale is likely to face charges including buying stolen goods and more if investigations confirm that other crimes were committed in the process. According to him, EIBNetwork is only trying to establish the linkage between how Shatta Wale bought the car and how it was obtained from the US.
If you are in possession of an object, an asset, that can be said to be a process of crime, you could be linked to the commission of that crime. Now, in this particular case, it's more difficult because for Shatta, because he's alleged to have stated, on social media that he indeed bought the vehicle from an unidentified person. Let's put this in perspective. If you look at what the communique from EIBNetwork, they seem to suggest that the vehicle is being recovered as part of the orders made by a court in the US to forfeit the assets of the man at the center of issues, indeed, who is in custody in the US at this point. And so it is part of a recovery process. It is not, I think earlier the misconception was that the vehicle had been stolen from someone, or somebody has been killed, and all other, some other factors that people were alleging, linking it to this particular crime. But what Yoko puts out there suggests that it's completely the opposite. It's rather the case that this vehicle is being retrieved as part of the orders of the court for the forfeiture processes, as more or less to compensate whoever, in fact, the United States government, of course, for the crimes that the man at the center of affairs who is in custody at the point is alleged to have committed. So this is the essence of this whole process that we are that is unfolding before us. But I think Yoko is trying to go beyond this to be able to establish the nexus between how Shatta Wale became possessed of the vehicle and how the vehicle actually came all the way from the US to Shatta Wale.
Well, the Economic and Organized Crime Officer, Yoko, has cautioned vehicle dealers and the general public to exercise vigilance when transacting in certain car models. According to Yoko, Honda CR-V, Ford F-150 pickup, Range Rover and Dodge vehicles are among the top brands under suspicion in its ongoing crackdown on stolen cars trafficked into Ghana. Interpol has already flagged Ghana as a lucrative hub for stolen vehicles, particularly from Canada and the United States. Yoko's investigations confirm that these four brands account for the bulk of recent interceptions. The office further noted that while these models are high on its radar, its operations also cover other brands, including Toyota Highlanders and Honda Accord. The DVLA has revealed that it does not have the mechanism to detect if a car imported into the country is a stolen vehicle. This recent case involving dancehall artist Charles Nyama Mensah, also known as Shatta Wale, over his purchase of the 2019 Lamborghini Urus. According to the Director of Public Affairs for the DVLA, they only register vehicles cleared by customs. The director, Stephen Atu, has been speaking to Star News.
For us, we only register a vehicle that customs says you can go ahead and register. So the point is this. You see, even inland Ghana, even within our small space, when a crime is committed, there are certain crimes that when they are committed, until they are reported, nobody knows that such a crime has been committed. It is possible that an importer has gone out there, sourced for vehicles to import into the country. He brings in vehicles, he was able, or he gets them placed on a ship with all the manifest and everything. The person brings the vehicle to the port. If customs does not have any indication that there is a ship or there's a container which has a vehicle of this description, and this vehicle is a stolen vehicle, I doubt that customs would even be able to tell that this vehicle that has come to our shores is a vehicle that was stolen. So the whole issue should not be about whether we can tell a vehicle that is stolen if we have not been informed that a vehicle has been stolen or is a stolen vehicle that is entering into your jurisdiction. And I believe that the state agencies that are dealing with such matters are able to tell that, okay, we got a report, a red notice that a certain vehicle of this make, this number has entered your country and it is a stolen vehicle. That is when the agencies can start finding ways of tracing to see who has that vehicle and who brought in that vehicle into the country and how they can get it back. To situate the conversation in that angle so that we are clear in our minds that until it is reported that this particular vehicle is stolen, it will be difficult for anybody in Ghana who deals in vehicles or who clears vehicles to know that this vehicle that is coming in particularly is a stolen one. For us, we only register a vehicle that customs says you.
You're still watching Newsroom here on GHOne TV. I am Serwaa Amihere. Let's do some legal stories now. The Ghana Bar Association has responded to recent publications claiming that President John Dramani Mahama was not invited to the association's upcoming annual conference in Wa. In a statement signed by National President Mrs. Ifwagati Esquire and National Secretary Kweku Jaubafo, the GBA describes the claims as false and misleading. Now, let's break down the content of the statement released by the Ghana Bar Association. And helping me to do that is my colleague and our court affairs correspondent, Butala Inusa, because earlier this week, you must have seen that statement by MP Roxanne Nelson, the FIAMEC, was saying that it has always been a norm that every year the Ghana Bar will invite the sitting president to grace their annual conference. However, this year, President John Dramani Mahama has not been invited, purporting to say that the Ghana Bar Association is anti-John Dramani Mahama and the NDC. Mutala, what does the statement say?
Yes, so if you look at the statement from the GBA this afternoon, it makes, I must say, makes references to what has happened before, why they are responding to these very allegations that have come out. If you watch carefully, the allegations from or what was posted by Roxanne Nelson, that FIAMAC, he made references to the fact that the Chief Justice will make a statement at the bar conference, the Attorney General will speak, and of course, the National Chairman, President of the Ghana Bar Association will also speak, and some other guests, including the Bar Council of England and all of that. And so these are things that, to him, the president's name missing raises some eyebrow. But if you look at the statement from the GBA this morning, it says that, and I'll take it from paragraph 3, where it stated that the GBA wishes to set the record straight by stating that the President of the Republic of Ghana, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, has been invited as the guest of honor at the 2025 annual conference of the GBA to be held in Wa, the Upper West Regional Capital, and the President has graciously accepted to honor the invitation. And Serwaa, they went ahead to give some breakdown the day that the letter was sent to the presidency and when the presidency acceptance also came in. And went on to say that, Director, let's go back again. Let me take you briefly with respect to the timelines. It says that as far back as in March 2025, the Bar Council paid a courtesy call on the president and extended an informal invitation. That's the first point. Thereafter, we sent a formal invitation letter dated 21st July 2025, which was received at the presidency on 29th of July 2025. Consequently, or subsequently, the GBA received an acceptance letter from the presidency dated August 1, 2025 with reference number, and the reference number was provided. And what the GBA...
So Mutala, what does the statement say? Is the president speaking or not?
President is speaking. That is from the GBA. So that allegation that the president has not been invited, but this letter, they are saying that they have sent a letter to the presidency and it has been confirmed that the president will be the guest of honor.
Does it mean that the MP was misinformed?
Absolutely. If you look at what the content of this statement says, it is misleading and misconceived and all of that. The point was also made about the Bar Council of England, right? They came out recently with a statement and said, could that be the fact that there's some kind of collision over there? And the GBA is explaining that. If you look at this sentence, let me take you here. It said, we wish to place on record that this is not the first time that the Bar Council of England and Wales is joining the bar, the GBA, at its annual conference. At the association's annual conference held in Ho, the Volta Regional Capital in the year 2022, the Bar Council of England and Wales participated in this conference.
But, you know, it's interesting to note that in 2022, the NPP was in power.
Absolutely.
And it is the same council that is asking the president to reinstate the Chief Justice, isn't it? Well, we leave viewers to draw their own conclusions. Thank you very much. Mutala Inusa is our court correspondent. Now, stay with me here on Newsroom. We'll be back with more after this. Yeah, welcome back to Newsroom here on GHOne TV. I am Serwaa Amihere. You're still watching Newsroom here on GHOne TV. The Attorney General and Minister of Justice, Dr. Amihere, is calling for reforms that will ensure that challenges associated with the operations of the Register of Companies are curtailed. This, he said, should include the elimination of activities of middlemen, commonly known as Guru boys. Dr. Amihere made the statement during the swearing-in ceremony of a 10-member board of governors for the Office of the Register of Companies.
A 10-member board of directors have been sworn in to manage affairs of the Registrar of Companies to ensure that activities that are done with the efficiency that it deserves. Attorney General Dr. Amihere, while admonishing the board members, encouraged them to eliminate the issue of middlemen, the issue of intermediaries, popularly known as Guru men.
We have to eliminate the Guru boys from the system, okay? Because they raise the cost of company registration, okay? So much as it speeds up the system in a way, it is a very crooked way of speeding up the system. And then it also encourages bribery, of public officers who are genuinely doing their business. So if we can eliminate all the bottlenecks and make it possible for people to come in, either physically or remotely, be able to register companies with ease, we will be able to eliminate the specter of Guru boys, always hovering around the place.
What the Attorney General also said was to the effect that the members of the committee were carefully selected.
You were carefully selected, and in some cases, you are statutory nominees, but the statute was carefully drafted, to draw onto the board a certain amount of expertise. As you prepare to take oath, I urge you to approach this responsibility with clarity of purpose, a spirit of service, and an unwavering commitment to the values that define the ORC. These are integrity, service, excellence, innovation, transparency, and professionalism. That's a mouthful. Let us commit ourselves to strengthening this office into a robust institution that Parliament envisioned when it was established under its Act. One that not only registers businesses, but also instills trust, promotes compliance, and drives economic growth.
A member of the committee, on behalf of the other members, expressed gratitude and were of the considered view that the task given them, they will be able to execute it to its fullest.
On behalf of all the members of the board, particularly our chair who is not here, we want to appreciate His Excellency the President and yourself, the Attorney General, for reposing confidence in us to take this arduous task. We can only promise that we'll discharge this responsibility with our utmost ability, so we can advance the cause for this country.
The members on the board include the Deputy Attorney General, Dr. Serwaa Inusa, GHOne.
Former MP for Adansi-Asokwa, Katie Hammond, has declared his intention to appeal against a 60,000 cedi cost against him in a parliamentary election petition that he brought against the incumbent Member of Parliament, GHOne Dorani. The High Court in Obuasi dismissed the petition and awarded cost against Mr. Hammond. Addressing the media, however, after, Katie Hammond disclosed that he instructed his lawyers to withdraw the case after he realized that the petition was filed a day after 21 days mandatory window, giving after the results were gazetted. The former Minister for Trade and Industry, however, painted a picture of massive irregularities arguing that the NDC won the Adansi Asokwa seat by default and not on merit. According to him, the process was characterized by a mess as some ballot boxes were sited at unauthorized locations. He states that the situation was compounded by the decision by some NPP supporters, I beg your pardon, to refrain from voting.
I'm not too upset with the judge. The first occasion, again, some mix-up. There wasn't any attendance by the lawyers. I'm told there was a cost awarded also. You can understand when you file your case, and it's a high court, you know. And I'm told that the judge awarded 60,000 or so. Well, I'm appealing. And now you should know that this time I'm appealing in my own right. I would put my own signature. I'm appealing as the appellant in person. I'm not going to go to any lawyer. I'll do it. You know. Yesterday, I was to supply electricity to make sure that some electricity, make sure that this is, it's as if KTM is not sitting in chambers, as if I'm still the person on the ground there. It's atrocious. Go there and check. You know, he should be focusing a bit more on those to see what he can do. Watch the space. As much as I can go. You know, watch the space. You see. So look at some other statements he's making. People are fed up with what. Look, if for 24 years, people of Adansi Asokwa were able to vote for me, you 2 minutes, you stand at the door of the court and proclaim to the whole world that people are fed up and they're giving you money because you are the champion, whatever. The reason for that is because I single-handedly have developed that constituency. Every single development project since 2001, January, when Kufuor came to power, has been under my superintendence. It was a kind of ailment that afflicted the whole country. It was all over the country. Whatever reason, they were very upset, and in the upset, this didn't happen. You know, so.
Let's do some health stories. The Ministry of Health has announced the postponement of the centralized nursing and midwifery licensing examinations to September 4, 2025, following a high-level consultative meeting involving key stakeholders in the health education sector. The meeting, which brought together the Minister for Health, Kwabena Minta-Kando, the Nursing and Midwifery Council, and the Conference of Heads of Health Training Institutions, resolved to revert to the earlier practice of conducting the licensing examinations within the respective training institutions rather than at centralized locations. According to the ministry, the decision was taken after a thorough assessment of the challenges and risks associated with students traveling across regions to sit for the exams. These include safety concerns and logistical difficulties, which have the potential to affect the participation and integrity of the examinations. The Nursing and Midwifery Council is expected to release a revised timetable and comprehensive guidelines in the coming days. The ministry also assures all stakeholders that the necessary logistical support will be provided to ensure the successful implementation of the new directive. Let's have a conversation on this. Joining me via Zoom is a spokesperson for the Ministry of Health, Tony Goodman. Tony, thank you so much for joining us. I know that you have cited logistical challenges, but what other reasons accounted for this postponement?
Thank you very much, and good afternoon to our viewers. This is one of the reforms. This is one of the reforms the Honorable Minister
and policy change is a temporary one?
as it stands now, it's a heal of a disease. The Honorable Minister has healed this disease, and we believe that this heal is going to be permanent. We will not go to the old system where we have to travel from Accra to Kumasi or the northern sector to write exams. We will write our exams in the school. The minister has assured the stakeholders that the needed logistics that are needed to do this particular work is going to provide them. So I'm sure this will put matters to rest and then have the students write their exams in the schools.
Okay, so Tony, walk us through this. How many students are expected to take this exam come September 4? And walk us through the process.
Yes, so we have close to 30,000 students across the country. We have about 180 nursing training and nursing and midwifery training schools across the country. The regulator is the Nursing and Midwifery Council. The principals or those in charge of the school is the Conference of Heads of Health Training Institutions. And then in the past, the issue is that when it comes to examination, the tutors or the principals would have to foot part of the bill, and then Nursing and Midwifery Council also takes part of the bill. As it stands now, that has been taken away. The minister is standing in the gap and providing the needed resources for them to work. We have come to the realization that this is possible, is doable, and it will safeguard the safety of the kids than getting them to travel. So this is what is going to happen. As this directive has come, we've shifted the date from Monday to 4th September. And then we have asked the Nursing and Midwifery Council to revise this timetable and send to them and make sure that any other, apart from the resources, any other reasons that were given to move these exams from the school, they would make sure that they find a way of forestalling that. The minister has also assured them that he's going to liaise with Ghana Police Service to have police at the various centers, at the various schools, to provide security for the examiners.
Thank you very much for speaking with us. Tony Goodman is the PRO for the Ministry of Health. Let's do some politics. Former Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia has a commanding lead in the new Patriotic Party's flag bearership race, according to the latest poll by Global Info Analytics released on August 21, 2025. The poll shows Dr. Bawumia wields 52% support among NPP delegates, giving him a decisive edge over his rivals. His closest challenger is former Asin Central MP Kennedy Agyapong, who has 17%. For the other aspirants, Dr. Brian Achampong, he has 3%. Former Education Minister Dr. Yaw Educhum has 1%. And former General Secretary Kwabena Agyapong and Boakye Darko and Adai Nimo each recording less than 1%. According to the poll, 10% of the delegates remain undecided, while 9% decline to reveal their choice. The latest Global Info Analytics surveyed 2,656 NPP delegates across 263 constituencies between August 12 and 20, using computer-assisted telephone interviews. Now, let's have a conversation on this. Yaw Poku-Mensah is a member of Dr. Yaw Educhum's campaign team. Thank you very much for joining us. I'm sure that you have seen the poll and you probably must have studied it. This poll gives your candidate just about 1%. How do you react to that?
Good afternoon to yourself and to our lovely viewers. We from the camp of Dr. Yaw Educhum wouldn't want to waste our time or energy on this particular poll. We do have our own internal mechanism to understand what the issues are, what delegates are looking for. And our activities are tailored towards the needs of the NPP delegates. And our internal polls, which is contrary to what Info Analytics is telling us, and we are of the firm belief and the conviction that definitely come January 2026, the delegates of the New Patriotic Party will look at the work of Dr. Yossi Aduchum, will look at his personality, what he has achieved for the party, and what he achieved for the government before the 2024 elections. That is the trump card that we are entering in with regards to this particular presidential flag bearership race. Mind you, 60 to 70% of the message of the New Patriotic Party is anchored on the achievement and the leadership of Dr. Yossi Aduchum. And therefore, the real polls that we know and we do believe will happen in January. And as I indicated to you, our internal polls and our internal arrangement give us a contrary understanding of what the internal dynamics are. And we are of the firm belief that we will stick to our internal polls without being distracted by any external engagement or external survey that seems to give a certain leverage to a certain candidate.
You say that your internal poll or your internal analysis is giving you different results. Very curious. What does it say?
Hello? Do you have me?
Mr. Mensah, can you hear me?
Okay, yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, so in your
as I was thinking,
if you can let me ask my
listening.
question. Okay, so while you were talking, you said that you have your internal analysis, your internal poll, and you have something totally different from what Global Info Analytics has put out. And my question is, I'm really curious, what does your internal numbers say? What are you getting?
Yeah, our internal.
We apologize for that. Dr. Yao Opoku Mensah is a member of Dr. Yao Aduchum's campaign team. We are focusing on the NPP's internal primaries for the flag bearership race. And Global Info Analytics has just released a poll which suggests that Dr. Bawumia is in a very comfortable position with some 52% ahead of his other colleagues. Joining me also via Zoom from a different camp is Dr. Dickson Adumakukisi. He's a spokesperson for Dr. Brian Achampon's campaign. Doc, thank you very much for your time. Now, I am sure that you've studied this poll very well. It gives your candidates 3%. How do you respond to that?
Well, two things. We know the value.
We apologize. We appear to be having technological problems, but Dr. Dickson Adumakukisi is a spokesperson for Dr. Brian Achampon's campaign team. Let me go back to Yao Opoku Mensah. He's a member of Dr. Yao Aduchum's campaign. Mr. Mensah, thank you very much. Hopefully you can hear me this time.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I can hear you.
Great. I don't know if you got my question, but I would like to repeat it again for the sake of my viewers. What do your numbers say? From what you have gathered on the ground, what are you getting? Is it a sharp departure from the 1% that you have been given?
Yeah, exactly the point. That is why I was telling you that our internal polls is giving us a strong footing within this race.
So what does your internal poll give you? What does your internal poll give you?
Come again?
What numbers are your internal polls giving you?
I believe you are curious in knowing what the numbers are. But as I indicated to you, it's an internal poll. And per our strategy and our style, we believe this is an internal contest which do not require the public fanfare and the noise around this whole internal elections. We will need that energy strongly in 2028 rather than doing it within the internal thing. So whatever we do have, whatever we are getting is close to our chest. And it's part of the strategy that we are using to be able to know where the loopholes are, what to fill in, what the expectation of delegates are. And that is what basically we are doing. And delegates do understand and they appreciate the method that we are using, which ensures that the integrity of the party the reputation of the party remains strong and give us that branding that is needed or required for 2028. That is what Ghanaians are looking out for. So
okay, let me ask you this quickly before you go. Mr. Mensah, let me ask you this quickly. Can you hear me?
Okay.
Very quickly before you go.
Yes, I can hear you.
In the just ended elections in 2024, your candidates worked very closely with the flag bearer then, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. What is the relationship like now following his announcement of wanting to contest him?
Oh, yeah, we do have a good relationship with all candidates within this contest, good relationship with every member of the party.
Okay.
And per the nature of Dr. Yossi Aduchu, we don't hold grudges. 2024 is gone. It is gone. We are in a new era. We are looking for a candidate that can give us that branding and the reputation that is required. And that is what we see in Dr. Yossi Aduchu. And I want to repeat for emphasis on your show that 60 to 70% of the message for 2028 will come from the personality and the achievement of Dr. Yossi Aduchu. And therefore, it's a duty call on all party members to see it as a wake-up call and protect the interest of Dr. Yossi Aduchu in ensuring that he wins the January internal contest and eventually win power for the party in 2028. That is what is required now, and that is what I believe all party members do know. And
Thank you very much.
We want to have that energy depreciated within this contest. We are really motivating the base so that we can have that strength and the power to stand our opponent, which is the NDC in 2028.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mensah. Unfortunately, because of time, we have to let you go. Yao Poku Mensah is a member of the Dr. Yao Aduchum's campaign team, which has been predicted to get some 1% ahead of the NPP's flag bearership race. Let's talk to Dr. Adumaku Kisi. He's a spokesperson for Dr. Brian Acheampong. Doc, thank you very much. I was asking you, 3%, that's not too good.
Well, admittedly, polls are very important. Notwithstanding, past performance are also no guarantees. And very important for us is the fact that we have not had the chance to visit the 276 constituencies because we've been stopped from campaigning until Aketia is over. So I am very much of a firm believer that this poll will be more reflective of 2026 January, after we've had it done, after our engagements with the various constituencies. This shows one key thing, that the former flag bearer has leverage by virtue of the fact that he's gone again. But beyond that, we feel that we're presenting a very formidable candidate who can bring all sides of the party together. And more importantly, we're presenting to Ghana a new personality who we think that can rally the swing voters to the party, and groupings that show up to give MPP a very good boost. So we must admit, polls are very important. However, this is premature polling when most of us, the candidates, have not been granted the opportunity to meet with the voters. So I think that this will serve more as a baseline and encourage us to work even more to ensure that our likability, favorability increases. And I believe that when it comes to internal politicking, a lot can happen within even 2 days.
Thank you very much for speaking with us. Dr. Adumaku Kisi is a spokesperson for the Dr. Brian Acheampong campaign team. Still on this, the opposition NDC has mocked the ongoing race to elect a flag bearer for the NPP ahead of the 2028 general elections, describing it as a competition between who did worse and who did less. The Deputy General Secretary of the NDC and Deputy Director of Operations at the Presidency, Mustafa Gbande, said all aspirants who have so far picked the nomination forms lack credibility and were direct contributors to Ghana's current economic challenges.
There are a litany of potentials who are clean, credible enough to lead this country. So can you say the same thing of the recycle plant at the other side? It's a recycle plant of the same group of people who came together to fleece this country and to perpetuate fraud, schemes, Ponzi schemes. They are the same people. It's just a competition of who did worse and who did less. That is who will emerge. But wait till they all file. Then you see the scandal that will come about them, even from their own party. You see? But you don't use that to build a country. If you are not fit, it's not about popularity in a party, it's about credibility.
Away from politics, the Minister for Communication, Digital Technology and Innovation, Samuel Nartey George, has directed an immediate halt to an ongoing enforcement action by the Postal and Courier Services Regulatory Commission. The regulation requires courier riders to obtain licenses before operating. In a post on the minister's X account, Sam George said he believes the commission needs to do more stakeholder engagement and public sensitization before the enforcement activities commence. As such, Sam George will convene a meeting with stakeholders in the coming days to develop an agreeable roadmap to implement the regulations. Kwame Bequin is the president of the National Courier Association. Mr. Bequin, thank you very much for joining us. Are there reasons why some of your members are not licensed?
Good afternoon, my sister, and good afternoon to all your viewers. In the year 2021, the Postal Courier Commission started with licensing of companies and all of that. Unfortunately, the public sensitization didn't go well and down to independent and private couriers. So unfortunately, I think this year about 2,000 private workers private individuals have registered for motorbikes, and they are yet to register for the licensing. On 19th of August, there was a clampdown by the Postal Courier and Regulatory Commission with the fact that they are clamping down bikes that are not registered with them. So before you do such things, you need to give grace periods to individuals and sensitize them on these happenings. Unfortunately, it didn't happen that way. Then we realized they were on the street. So our boys decided to go on the street to also demonstrate against them. That was yesterday. We had to call them. We spoke to the minister. The minister has decided to halt whatever is happening. So we'd like to thank the Honorable Minister for what he did. And he's called for a stakeholders engagement meeting so we can find a resolution to that.
All right. Thank you very much. Kwame Bequin is the president of the National Courier Association. You're still watching Newsroom here on GHOne TV. I am Serwaa Amihere. Stay with me after the break. There's more. You're welcome back to Newsroom on GHOne TV. I am Serwaa Amihere. A leading all-women's group named as Sassy Ladies International, based in Accra, is constructing a maternity home in Peki in the Volta region. The initiative is in commemoration of the 10th anniversary of the group. Speaking at a special event to mark the anniversary themed Sailing Greater Heights, leadership used the opportunity to highlight some of the achievements of the group.
All-women's group named Sassy Ladies International, based in Accra, are constructing a maternity home in Peki in the Volta region. Aside from the maternity home for the people of Peki, the group promises more projects. Speaking to GHOne News, chairperson for the 10th Anniversary Celebration Planning Committee, Vivian Bacha, noted that the celebration is not just in Ghana, but across all their diaspora groups, and congratulated Sassy Ladies International for the feat.
I'm very happy to be here today. I couldn't have missed this occasion. By the grace of God, I am happy here. I send greetings to the Madam President because her support, her advice, prayers, everything has instilled in all of us to be who we are as Sassy Ladies, as members of Sassy Ladies. And I want to congratulate everyone because a decade is not easy to come by. But by the grace of God, I believe that we are going to go greater heights in the next decade.
According to Mrs. Dorothy Paxson, the organizer for Sassy Ladies International, the group has had an impact on its members and the country as a whole.
Sassy Ladies has really impacted on the members and the country as a whole. Personally, the advice from our president really has improved my life. I was working in an institution, but she came up and said, as a lady, you don't need to be doing one job. Get additional job and do it. So currently, by the grace of God, I have my own company and it's thriving. So the president has really impacted on the members.
A member of the planning committee, Mama Agri, spelled out requirements for membership of the group.
To become a member of Sassy Ladies, you have to be in the ages of 35 to 55 years. You should earn a living to be a member.
The celebration.
Let's bring you the latest in the world of business.
The Business Brief is brought to you by CompuGhana, passion for technology.
The agriculture sector is set to experience a significant boost in the next 4 years, leveraging artificial intelligence. President John Dramani Mahama, took to his social media handle to announce the major break after meeting a Japanese investor promising $100 million investment package. Here is what the president wrote and read by my colleague Calvin Powell.
Ghana has secured a major boost for our agricultural transformation. I met with Doga Makura, CEO and founder of Degas Limited here in Yokohama, who announced $100 million the next 4 years to help establish Ghana as an AI-powered agricultural hub. Degas has already financed more than 86,000 smallholder farmers across 122,000 acres, doubling incomes with a 95% repayment rate. With AI-driven satellite monitoring and precision agriculture, we will strengthen value chains from inputs to markets, improve food security, and create more jobs for our youth. This is a strong vote of confidence in Ghana's vision for integrated, technology-enabled agriculture.
Deputy General Secretary of the NDC and Deputy Director of Operations at the Presidency, Mustapha Gbande, has expressed concern over the refusal of some business owners to reduce prices of goods and services despite what he describes as significant cedi gains against major foreign currencies. In an exclusive interview with GHOne News, Mr. Gbande said relevant authorities must ensure that market prices reflect the current exchange rate adding that it is unfair for ordinary Ghanaians to continue paying high prices when government is making efforts to stabilize the economy and lower the cost of living.
If we blame politicians in the last 8 years for the problem of the dollar getting to 18 cities, and the dollar is not 10 cities, we cannot blame politicians anymore. Let's go to the business market. There are people who are doing MPP and DC there, who are claiming that because it is not their government, they will not reduce prices. What is Guta doing? What is Teu doing? Why are they not ensuring that the change in the currency, the rates, reflects on the ordinary market? When I can tell you that soya beans prices have dropped, maize prices have dropped, when I can tell you that prices of rice, bag of rice, have dropped, and we are still paying the same amount for food, the same as what we used to pay in the last 9 months. Government will be going after those people who are in that business, of course. Okay. They should allow the people on the ground to experience. I just feel that the grassroots, the people on the ground must feel the good thing that has happened to us. Because President Mahama promised to protect the businesses. Why are business owners not protecting the ordinary Ghanaian? Because they are afraid of a loss. I believe that the leaders should be at the forefront. It is not just fair that a Ghanaian should continue to buy things at a high price when government is doing its part to make sure that we actually pay low for it. It is for greedy, unrepentant business people to allow prices to reflect the reality. But again, there are people who go and import goods, and they still peg us to the old prices that we used to experience.
The Deputy Minister for Communications, Digital Technology and Innovation, Honorable Mohammed Adam Suparu, has urged Ghanaians to reduce dependence on imported technologies and instead harness local expertise to develop homegrown ICT solutions. According to him, Ghana has the human capital to build software applications and digital tools that can transform the economy, create jobs, and position the country as a leader in technological innovation.
Jointly hosted by the Chartered Institute of Marketing and the Institute of ICT Professionals, the 2025 African Marketing and Technology Conference was officially launched in Accra. The annual gathering is set to position Africa at the heart of the global digital economy. The event saw marketers from all over the world convene and deliberate on ways to foster synergy between marketing, technology, and supply chains. This is to keep Africa competitive in rapidly changing markets. Speaking to the media after the launch, Deputy Communications Minister Mohammed Adams, who presented the keynote address on behalf of his sector minister, called on Ghanaians on the need to harness local expertise to drive innovation.
It is time for us to look within. In terms of consuming technology, we should not depend on the imported technology. We should rather look within. So when you talk about infrastructure, we have the infrastructure, we have the human capital, we have across the country. When you go to all the regional sectors, you will see ICT centers being built. If we take good use of them and equip those ICT centers, I believe that we should be able to train more IT experts who can develop more apps, who can develop more software to make our work very easy in Ghana, so that we will not depend on companies that are importing those ICT technology. That's what I meant by saying that.
President of GHOne Africa, David GHOne, revealed the country is well positioned in terms of infrastructure and human resource, but only needs support from the government.
We actually have professionals from here working in other African countries after training. We can also have solutions here that can be deployed in other African countries. That's what we want to do. But technology alone cannot make it happen. We have to collaborate with marketers, we have to collaborate with supply chain. So we are trying to bring all these professionals together and ensure that we have a plan that can be implemented, that can see Africa leapfrog in developmental efforts.
Michael Abiu, National President of Chartered Institute of Marketing, Ghana, urged marketers to leverage on technology to improve proficiency.
We must know and understand that the world is evolving and technology is taking over. And as marketers, we cannot continue to deliver our services using the old tools, the old methods, and the old ways. AI, for instance, have come to change the landscape on how we produce content and how we reach and analyze data and how also we are able to provide, customer retention strategies. And therefore, this conference provides that background. If you look at the various speakers and the various topics and sessions that we are about to hold, it's looking at how do we bridge the gap between technology and marketing, and at the same time to bridge the gap between Africa and the world.
The conference is expected to bring together decision makers, innovators, and industry leaders from across the continent. Organisers believe the discussions will not only shape Africa's digital and business landscape, but also create strategic partnerships that accelerate development across the continent.
You're still watching Newsroom on GHOne TV. I am Serwaa Amihere. Dole Yogurt, in celebrating its 10th anniversary, has unveiled Serwaa Amihere me as their brand ambassador.
Dole Yogurt, one of Ghana's leading dairy brands, has taken a bold step in its marketing journey by signing Ace media personality Serwaa Amihere as its brand ambassador. Speaking to GHOne News, Sales and Marketing Manager Jeffrey Jangma noted that this is the company's first ever brand ambassador, with hopes of a great partnership to offer the best dairy products to consumers.
Serwaa Amihere actually has the qualities that we need for our brand, which is Dole Yogurt. She's authentic and trustworthy. We are going to tap into, she has a wide experience. In fact, she's one of Ghana's most influential media personnel. And we are actually going to tap into that to actually strengthen our position in the market. Our product, as you all know, takes only 3 months to expire. We don't add a lot of additives, which is actually very healthy. A lot of people are health conscious now, and we have a wide range for everyone, for all and sundry. We have from 6 months to whatever age. Those who are diabetic and those who are even cautious of taking sugar, we have Greek yogurt that is very good for them.
On her part, Serwaa Amihere expressed appreciation to the Dole Yogurt brand for trusting her with the task to represent the brand, highlighting the importance of promoting a healthy lifestyle. She noted that this commitment was one of the key reasons she accepted to be the face of Dole Yogurt.
I feel very, very privileged, that a company like Dole, which is a household brand, has found me worthy enough to represent their brand. I'm really happy about that. So I have to say thank you to the Dole team, for considering me. The Dole Yogurt is, yes, both promote health, and it's a snack as well, but it's very healthy. The product has very low preservatives, and so it doesn't go beyond 3 months. And that's because they're very conscious to not put a lot of preservatives inside. And that in itself is a very health conscious thing to do. I'm happy to be part of it. I am very particular about the brands that I work with. And I will not market something that I don't believe in or I don't use. So this is a product that, even though I'm the brand ambassador for, before today, is always in my house.
Dole prides itself on producing healthy yogurts free from excessive additives, offering a wide range of flavors for all age groups. It has various nutritious flavors, including strawberry and vanilla, and they come in a wide range of sizes and packs for all age groups and types, made purposely for diabetic patients. Management says the company is positioning itself strongly ahead of its 10th anniversary celebrations in 2026.
Okay, thank you all so much. And that's it for the news. On behalf of the entire team, led by Joshua Nana, did I say Nana Pamela? Joshua Kojo Mensah, and of course, Emmanuel Ejabe. Thank you so much for watching. Forgive me, I'm just overly excited about the delayed deal. The news team will be back at 6:30 for News Tonight. I am Serwaa Amihere. Have a good afternoon.